What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So this is kind of an interesting news that I've seen today, and I was like, hey, I see everybody's talking about it, so might as well talk about it, right? Because I remember seeing these things around the kind of hobby back then. Like, it was like maybe like 5 or 6 months ago. And what's crazy too, what we're talking about is these prototype cards. These things were showing up like for extremely high prices, like 30, 20, 20, 15, 10, 15, 20, 30 grand. They were really extremely expensive. And CGC is going to be, they're going to have to try to come back from this, because this is going to be really interesting. Like, CGC art doesn't have like the best reputation right now, like in the Pokemon hobby for the most part. Some what they do, some what they do. But yeah, right now they just, they're going to be under hot water for all this. But they did kind of make a statement about it. We're going to go through a lot of this right now. But if y'all don't know, the one person, before I want to say this, the one person that I heard and that was kind of right about this and called this out from the very beginning that I listened to and I watched is Brian from Pokémon. He's the one that called this out literally from the beginning, saying these cards were fake, like what's going on with these, because these were all showing up, like he made a good point, they're all showing up kind of like last year, and it seems like they really were. Like, these cards are kind of crazy too, like, but it's really, man, we got some smart people in these hobbies, like extremely smart people. Like, as many people are is in this hobby is like, it's crazy how what everybody figures all kind of little things. Like, in the Pokemon hobby, you can't hide nothing, like, at all. Like, you have people like looking through packs, scanning packs, doing all kind of doing things like that. And after that, you have this people, somebody realized that this was fake and everything like that, because I guess they put it through like a scanner or something like that. So what kind of initially kind of started this was, I guess this guy last year, he started kind of bringing these up. I guess he was like an old worker at Pokemon. He was designing cars and stuff like that, and I guess he retired and he needed some money, and I guess he had like prototype cars or whatever like that. The ones that he had were legit. We're not 100% sure whatever ones are legit or not. We'll kind of go through that, going through that process. Probably the ones that are actually legit are probably gonna hold a higher premium, of course, but the ones out right there on the market right now, they're not. A lot of them are fake, which is kind of scary. It's kind of scary because so many people lost so much money from this. Absolutely thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. These cards were selling for 10, 15, 20 grand. It's kind of crazy to see what kind of these cards were selling for, but they were kind of like old pieces of history. They were old pieces of history, you know what I mean, like that. People thought they were real, and guess what, they weren't real. So what kind of happened is, so I guess I used kind of some technique to realize that the cards were printed last year, and it said it on the thing, which is crazy to me, which is crazy how somebody actually like figured this out and looked at it. But as you can see, I guess this is the card, and they put it under like a light or something like that, and I guess it showed up like the date. I guess the way it kind of decoder or whatever like that, when a decoder, I guess it shows the date that it was printed and made. It was made in June of 2024. So that's kind of a big thing that kind of led people to be like, whoa, what's going on here? And somebody figured this out, I guess like 2 or 3 days ago, like literally like yesterday or something like that. I seen this on Discord, I think like 2 days ago. So it's been not too long that this has really been kind of out, and it's kind of blowing up right now. So, you know, it's kind of crazy how many people lost a lot of money during this. I'm personally, I didn't really like them. To me, like, they kind of seemed a little weird. Just be careful what y'all buy, honestly. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, so many people got really messed up with this. And be careful what you buy, like, especially like older products and stuff like that. You gotta make sure, because a lot of people fake a lot of different things, like especially the older things, like, you know, weighing packs and all kind of different things like that. Like, there's a lot of different things to kind of mess up on. The one thing that I would have to say though is the one kind of, I mean, it sucks to say, but like the people that bought these for like 30, 40, 20 grand, like, you know what I mean, like that, like, it's like I don't know, it's kind of scary. It's kind of sketchy to kind of see what happened. And also the thing too is CGC is going to be under a lot of heat for this, at least right now, to see this, because they're the ones that authenticated this. Is what kind of I mean, I feel bad for the people that bought these, because CGC authenticated them. They said they were legit and everything like that. So when CGC, a company, says that these are legit, you know what I mean, like, it's kind of crazy. Look, even authenticated, these are all the ones that are pretty much fake. We don't know which ones have really shown up. You'll have to put like the tester on it to see which ones are actually legit or not. But it's kind of just crazy to see that. You just gotta watch out what you buy. I don't have any of these kind of cards. I have like some like older cards, kind of like, are like weird like this, but the ones that I know that I have are legit, and they've been around for a little while, you know what I mean? So, but I don't know, I would have never bought these things, like the beta test cards, the actual cards. Like, they're nice, but like, I like the actual kind of artwork themselves. Like, I wouldn't be buying out of this crazy stuff. It's just, I don't know, you mean, like that. That's just me personally. And these things are way too expensive, extremely expensive. Like, we can go look up the ones that were sold recently. I think I put it up here. Here you go, look, this was one that was sold earlier this month. I don't know if this one's fake or not, but this is kind of like what they were selling for. Like, this is like the price range. This is a basic oddish of Alpha Prototype 9.5, selling for $5,100. $5,100. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of crazy to see what some of these cards are selling for. You just have to be careful with a lot of the older stuff, really, because one thing that really kind of brought this on and kind of started this in the first place, and people thought a lot of these were legit, was because the guy, him right here, the guy that worked at Pokemon, the guy that worked at Pokemon, him right here, the guy that worked at Pokemon, he's the one that kind of put like a few of them out there in like out there in the open and sold them and stuff like that. So kind of people were, then more and more started popping up because people started making them and stuff like that. I'm guessing it's kind of a crazy thing, but I just kind of want to go over that today. It was a quick little video. Crazy to see. Hopefully nobody that watches my videos bought these, because these things are extremely expensive and somebody got really kind of messed up with this. And CGC is gonna have to try to figure out some way to come back from this because they authenticated them. That's the scary part for me, really. It is, because literally a grading company that you think is gonna do right by the community and make sure they're 100% legit, they just went by what they did. And you know what I mean, like it's gonna be interesting to see what really happens with CGC with this, but I don't know, you know what I mean, like that. That's why people say stick with PSA, because they were only graded by CGC. They were only graded by CGC, so you know that's kind of gonna hurt them a lot. It's crazy to see this, it really is. But you know, like I said, I'm glad I didn't buy any. I wouldn't spend them kind of money on this anyways. When I was seeing them, like, out of my budget. See you later. On to the next thing. So just be careful what you buy. If you're spending, especially if you're spending a crazy amount of money on this stuff, like it's kind of just crazy what people would spend on like older stuff, really. You know what I mean, like that, like antiques, because they think it's history. I mean, I can understand why they pay for it, but it's just like when you're paying these amount of prices, like $5,100 for something, the oddish, like. You know what I mean? You have to make sure these things are like, I mean, of course you think they're legit because a grading company did it, but like, I don't know, like this is kind of crazy. These things were just popping up last year too. Like I said, they're all coming up last year, and it was just one of those things you're just like, you know, let me kind of stick away from this. But you know, crazy to see this. Hope y'all enjoyed this. What do y'all think about this? See y'all on the next one. Peace.